Music's hard enough, let alone fighting your instruments. So I definitely recommend anything coming off the shelves to get it looked at.
And do you think it's more cost effective or like time efficient to send it to someone like you, say every year or something, for just a regular checkup, or for someone to learn how to, intonate and all that sort of stuff? I guess people could do general basic stuff, but when it comes to truss rod adjustments and all this sort of neck positioning and stuff, it becomes more worthwhile, I guess. But
yeah, they often can. Some guys just don't want to, and that's fair. That's valid. Time spent to learn the techniques is tricky because you often have to do it enough to get confident with it. So if you adjust the intonation and then don't touch it again for 6 months, 6 months later you might have forgot what you did. And then for us, we're gonna make sure that everything's dialed in, not just the intonation. There's a lot of things that show up on part of the guitar that haven't started from that part of the guitar. There are issues that are underlying that if you don't treat them properly, it's not gonna get you where you want to go. So a lot of guys do dabble, but it's we also see the guitars that their uncle, who used to play in a band, worked on, and it can make it considerably more difficult.
So what are the things that people do that you not generally, but sometimes have to rectify and think, oh, why have they done that?
A lot of things with string heights, like people will look at string heights and say, well, this guitar is hard to play, so let's sand down the saddle. And then you find out it's not the saddle, that the neck had way too much relief in it. So unless you take the relief out, the saddle doesn't do anything. So then it starts to buzz, and then they stick like matches underneath it, rolled up pieces of paper, and then they wonder why it doesn't quite sound as good. So it's understandable. A lot of people are just kind of hands-on, and that makes sense, but it's not always the best plan of action.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of getting stuff set up by somebody else. I can kind of tweak and tinker with other people's guitars and stuff. If I'm like round at their house at a party and like my guitar doesn't work, and I'll generally be able to get it going. But
yeah,
like nothing beats just sending it to someone that does it every day, has the tools.
Yeah, if you do it enough, you can learn it. But it's like anything. I drive a car, but I don't necessarily want to change out the gearbox.
Yeah, exactly.